All right, I think the Raiders might have stole the draft, and we're getting evidence now that training camp has started, and we're just seeing these guys on the field. We can talk about it, but now to see actually them playing with pads on the whole thing is really good. If you're new to the channel, we're Detroit Lions fans, but we have this channel talking about teams and stories that just don't get the love that they deserve, and really it's because for years the Lions didn't get any love. Maybe it was rightfully so. I don't know. Now we get the love, but we know what it's like to be the underdog. I feel like the Raiders are right in that spot here for the last few years where it's like, man, nobody's taking them seriously. And I think they're going to be better than people think. And again, it all hinges on the quarterback, but that's a whole nother video. We're looking at your guy, Brock Bowers, and this dude is just unbelievable. So remember, the Raiders were not able to trade up for Jaden Daniels, who went number 2 overall. And so what they were left with was like, all right, are we just going to take the best player in the draft, in the entire draft, in Brock Bowers? And that's the thing you have to remember. Not only did you get a really good player, but a lot of people thought take positions out of it and just get the best player. Brock Bowers would be that guy. Remember, at Georgia, as a freshman, he was unbelievable. And I know this because I'm a Michigan fan. They played Michigan in the college football playoff, and it's just like we're just getting manhandled left and right. And then literally one of our guys went to take him out over the middle, and he took himself out, injured himself. And Brock Bowers is like a freshman. I mean, seriously, he's a freshman. He's 18. He just gets up at Georgia, steps in, plays right away. So this guy's incredible. And so in reality, the Raiders got great value because he was the number 1 tight end in the draft class, 10th overall prospect on the draft board. So let's go. So you got Luke Getsy in town. You got Brock Bowers, Michael Mayer. You're hoping Michael Mayer kind of goes off of Brock Bowers. Michael Mayer had just a bad situation last year, couldn't get it going. Okay, let's go. So here, you could just see it. Like, he's big, strong, quick. He looks like the Lions tight end, who's incredible. Best rookie tight end we've ever seen. That's what he looks like. Big, fast, strong, fluid, though. That's what's really cool about him. So even in individual drills, he's looked amazing. The guy does not move like a tight end. He looks like one, as he is built, stout, strong, and is gritty, but he moves like a wide receiver, agile, quick, and can cut on a dime in his routes. Again, that is Sam Laporta for the Lions. Same thing. That's what everyone's looking for, and it's hard to find. You got to have the body of a tight end, but you move like a wide receiver, like Antonio Gates. Like, no, these guys aren't around. So to not screw around in the top of the draft and get that is really, really good. Now, you look at the other players that you drafted. Now, if you look at it here, Jackson Powers Johnson's not in yet. Fine. The Raiders selected DJ Glaze as well. Plan to develop him to contribute over time. So it's like, all right, let's go trenches, offensive line, figure this out. We can add a quarterback and figure that out later. We're just going to have to. If the quarterback plays well, we're in great shape. If they don't, then we're building a team around it when we do get a quarterback. There's quarterbacks every year. You can find one. But this year just didn't work like that. So let's do the right thing and go to the core. Everybody wants to do like what the Giants did, and that's not good. The Giants are all over the place. It's like, no, let's build the core. Unfortunately, I don't know. The Chargers, who's in your division, they're doing it right. Get to the core, figure it out from there. That's what you have to do. With their first 3 draft picks, the Raiders effectively addressed their most significant need ahead in the season, the offensive line. Their later picks help solidify depth at other positions. And like, I just, again, it all goes back as an outsider looking in. Antonio Pierce, the morale, the drive, the energy, the vibe. That's a real thing. Again, I've seen it with the Lions now, how important that is. Lions had Matt Patricia, get Dan Campbell, completely different directions. Same thing, Antonio Pierce, let's go. So I think it's all going to be really good if you're a Raiders fan. Now, if you look at the big takeaways so far, it's pretty interesting. It's good and bad. First, who didn't practice? We're talking about some main players that you'd like out there that didn't practice. But Trey Taylor, a rookie safety, interception on 7-on-7. Let's go. Max Crosby just overwhelming the offensive line, which again, that's awesome. But that's also like, man, offensive line can't even stop him at all. Like, can't even slow him down. I mean, it's like, geez. But Max Crosby, one of my favorite players in the NFL. He looks different out there than everybody else. It's the National Football League. Everybody's big, strong, crazy, and he's at another level. It's just fun to watch him. So defense is dominating. Kind of expect that this time of year just because they're out there running around. Offense is trying to get crisper. But offensive line struggles. With 2 starters out with injury, the Raiders' offensive line had a horrendous day. Right tackle Munford Jr. had a rough time blocking Crosby, and quarterbacks faced constant pressure. Full judgments the unit can't be made until pads come on, but James Craig's unit has a lot of work to do. Dang. More of the same for the QBs. Aiden O'Connell, Gardner Minshew have been inconsistent to start camp, and the same thing happened Monday. Neither stood out, but Gardner Minshew seems to be the one kind of in the driver's seat. So if you're a Raiders fan, there's a couple things you're excited about. Number one, you've got really good blue chip players. You could have 2 really good tight ends. You've got Max Crosby. You've got players both on offense and defense that, okay, obviously your wide receiver is a blue chip player. But negatives, quarterbacks, gotta have you. I mean, you know, again, we could talk forever about all these other players, but if the quarterbacks stink, then all right, whatever, right? So it's like, what the heck? And by the way, let me know in the comments. I've been blabbling on here, but if I love Marcus Allen for the Raiders, let me know in the comments your favorite Raiders player. Can't be a super obvious one. I just gave you an obvious one, Marcus Allen, number 32. But if you have, who's your favorite Raiders player? Not super obvious. Raiders were my team growing up when I was a kid because I got a Marcus Allen jersey out of like the JCPenney catalog and love the Raiders, love the colors, love 32. And I was like, I love the Raiders. But then I never saw them on TV because this is back in the early 90s. And so I was a Lions fan, naturally. But love the Raiders. So again, if you're a Raiders fan, it's got to come back to the quarterback. But if the quarterback play can be somewhat decent, you've got the coach, you've got the blue chip players, you've got the attitude, the vibe, the juice in a division that's wide open. I know the defending Super Bowl champions are in there, but the other 2 teams, I don't know, but they're looking at you the same way. Like, I don't know. So let's go. So let me know your thoughts. Subscribe if you haven't. We're going to 20,000 views or subs on this channel. So make sure you subscribe, and we'll see all of you on the next one.